Hi, everyone. So let's get an energy check for the weekend ahead. So my intention for this reading is to cover the weekend ahead and or the next 72 hours from when you're watching this. So I'm going to start by rolling a planet dice just to see if there are some specific planet energies we're meant to work with for this weekend. So we have the moon, and right now the moon is in Taurus, and the moon is about our feelings, our reactions to things, and Taurus can be about our beliefs and our productivity. So it may be that we're feeling some kind of way about the things that we're producing. But let's see. I'm going to get an Alice Oracle card. I'm going to get one of these to see if we can capture some more energy. So we have changed in the night. You have changed quickly. So the moon phases do tend to go very quickly. The moon tends to move in and out of signs very quickly. It's a short-lived energy, but there is something about you that changed very quickly. So let's see what that has to do with this weekend ahead. So I have two tarot decks here that we're going to work with, and we'll see what energies would like to speak up. So we have the moon again. So we're getting this moon. There's definitely a moon cycle phase coming through here. And changes. Queen of Wands. King of Cups. The Hermit. Underneath, Six of Pentacles. The Emperor. Nine of Pentacles. Two of Cups, the Star, which I'm going to flip over. Underneath everything is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups, especially being underneath everything, tells me to remind you to make sure you are staying and being authentic at all times. The Six of Cups represents your authentic self, your roots, your inner child, and being yourself, and how important it is to be yourself and not change for anyone else, not water yourself down for anyone else. It's a reminder to, if people want to be around you, they have to take you for who you are and not who they want you to be. So that's a message for someone. That could be why we're getting changed in the night, because it may be that someone wanted you to change, but this is a message for you not to do that. So, but there is certainly, you're surrounded by this moon energy right now. So I feel like you're being called to focus on that. So we're going to get into that more for the weekend. But I do get the sense that you're helping someone with the Six of Pentacles. So if this is you helping them by changing yourself, perhaps people pleasing, there's just this feeling where there's something that's like out of your reach or out of your control when it comes to whatever this connection is. And I can see that there is a connection here because the Two of Cups is here. So strong message about don't become or be someone that you are not for someone else is a very strong message. You really are being asked to focus on what you don't see. With the moon, it can be about our fears. It can be about secrets. It can be just about our confusions, illusions, dreamlike states, things that we are not seeing clearly. So there probably is a person in your energy that you are not seeing clearly, and you're kind of shifting or changing yourself to maybe be around them, or maybe you're walking on eggshells with this person. This moon energy is really giving me this uncomfortable kind of not certain kind of feeling. I'm also with the Emperor getting this idea that there might be some kind of mental contest going on between the two of you, control issues, power issues, perhaps repressed emotions with the moon and the Emperor. So again, don't water yourself down. Don't people please. These kinds of energies are really kind of strongly coming through here. The Emperor is meant to be a really benevolent type of energy in the tarot deck, but when the Emperor comes underneath the moon, it's not a benevolent energy. It's more of a corrupt or controlling or make that part make sense to you. But I don't like seeing the moon over the emperor because it changes the whole benevolent energy of an emperor and makes it more of a dark energy that's cast over them. And I feel like this is the person you're changing for. This is the person you're watering yourself down for. The challenge for you with the Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles, the challenge is in you really focusing on yourself. I do feel that there's a strong connection with this person, perhaps an attachment to this person, one that really might need to be looked at. So if you do feel like any of these energies apply to you in your situation where you're maybe pleasing someone or just going along with what they want to keep the peace, this is exactly what you're being asked not to do. The Queen of Wands and the Nine of Pentacles is asking you to really focus on yourself. So this Queen of Wands is very self-confident, and so is the Nine of Pentacles. These are the two most self-confident cards I can pull in the deck, and they're falling in your challenge position, which is why I think that maybe perhaps you looking at yourself and your own self-value this weekend might really be the best course of action for you, especially if you are having some kind of conflict with this person, if you're clashing with them, if you have differences. There could be it could just be an incompatibility that exists between the two of you. But I'm seeing for you to really spend time and energy on yourself. Give to yourself, receive from yourself, be generous with yourself, take a break perhaps from this person. The Nine of Pentacles is a very independent energy, so I feel like you are being asked and challenged to spend some time on your own this weekend. So if you were planning to spend time perhaps with this person, maybe a change of course is needed for you to really spend time with yourself so that you can see your value better, so that you don't devalue yourself when it comes to this situation. Another message coming through here with the King of Cups and the Two of Cups is that it feels to me like you are on a different level than this person, that you're ready for an emotional give and take. With the King of Cups is highly ascended. The King of Cups learns from their emotions. They transcend their emotions. They prepare for unions. They are just ready for unions. But I feel like the person that you're in this particular situation with is not ready, has not been ready. And I feel like this person is leaving you feeling deeply hurt and sad, feeling lost, you're grieving. There's something that you feel is really missing because the moon over the emperor is not someone who's ready for a heart union. And the Two of Cups is telling me that a King of Cups is trying to make a heart union with a moon over the emperor. And so I feel like this is just not going to work. It's two different levels of ascension, two different levels of emotionality. I love this possible outcome for you because we're seeing the Hermit and the Star. The Hermit, again, going back to this challenge position, the Hermit is certainly about independence, spending time alone. And I see you doing that this weekend. I actually do see you spending time away from this person so that you can kind of rebirth an idea about yourself. And that's really where the healing and the hope is going to come through with the Star energy. It's this idea that you almost are like just in the act of spending time by yourself this weekend. You're crossing a threshold into your own self-value, that you're going to be able to, just by setting the intention of not spending time with this person for the next 72 hours, being by yourself for the weekend, however this applies to you, by setting that intention and doing that, it's going to start your healing process. It's going to start this idea that it's almost like you're stepping back in time. You're stepping back towards your authentic self, your childhood self, your roots, where you came from, and really understanding that your value comes from that, your authenticity. So let's get a few more tarot cards to see what else wants to come through. The Moon and the Emperor is coming through with the Ten of Wands. This particular energy is very challenging. The Ten of Wands is about our responsibilities and about challenges. And this Moon over the Emperor is giving me that gut feeling of this person is really asking too much of you. With the Six of Pentacles and the Ten of Wands, you're carrying far too much weight in this relationship. And so I do feel like So the emotional parts of relationships are the hardest part. People like to show up for relationships when the chemistry is good, the physicality is good, it's fun, you're jiving, you're getting along, you're laughing, you're whatever you do for fun with this person. But when the emotions get involved, that's when it becomes heavy. That's when the 10 of Wands, the responsibility of relationships is in the emotions. And so if you're in a relationship with someone who's just not doing emotions, then that's the easy way out. That's letting you do all the work, King of Cups, with emotions, and they're doing none of the work with Moon over Emperor. Do you see what I'm saying? That someone wants to just show up for the good times or the fun times, but you are doing all the work. Queen of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles is with the King of Cups again. This is you showing up again, saying that you are too evolved to be dealing with this person. You have far too much integrity, you have far too much stability, and you showed up as the Queen of Wands and the 9 of Pentacles. Yes, it will be challenging for you because it showed up in the challenge position, but you showed up as that. So you do know your value, you do know your stability, you do know your independence, that your value comes from outside of this Emperor union that you have here. The King of Cups and the 2 of Cups is with the Page of Pentacles. The Page of Pentacles is someone who can really reflect on a situation, and so does the King of Cups. The Page of Pentacles is someone who is really diligent about what they're working towards, what they're building towards. So I think that over this weekend, if you do spend some time alone, you're going to see your own potential, either with yourself or outside of this relationship with someone else, but it doesn't matter. You are going to see your potential outside of this Moon over Emperor person. And then we have the Hermit and the Star with the 4 of Pentacles. So the 4 of Pentacles is very simply about conservation. It's about conserving your energy. It's about practicality. And so I see you spending time by yourself because you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to hold back my energy from this person because they are not showing up for me in an emotional way. They show up when it's fun. They want me to show up in a particular way. They want me to water myself down. They want me to not stand up for myself. And so you're doing that with the 4 of Pentacles and the Hermit. You're taking your energy, you're conserving it, you're keeping it to yourself, you're spending time by yourself, and that act in and of itself is going to trigger your healing and you being able to really truly see your own self-worth and your own self-value. So there you go. That is your weekend reading. Will you please let me know how this was resonant for you? Consider subscribing to the channel if you like my vibe, and we will do this again sometime. Thanks, everybody. Bye.